Then in such a way that three persons are at each of the center and there is no person at the corner. Then coming back to this one, and they are from M to X and M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. Then 12 persons are there and all the persons are facing towards the center and the consecutive alphabetically named persons and do not sit on the opposite side of the table. That means if N sits at one of the sides of the table, N, M and O cannot be on the opposite two sides, isn't it? That means if N is here, M or O cannot be at this place, cannot be in that side at all, not only that place, in that side. M sits second to the left of you. Can you take like this or not, M and U? M is seated second to the left of you and there are only two people between M and P. In between M and P there must be exactly two people. P can be here or P can be here. Now if you take P here, P is not an immediate neighbor of U, isn't it? And there is only one possibility as of now. Q and N are immediate neighbors of U. Now Q and N are immediate neighbors of whom? Are immediate neighbors of U. Q and N are immediate neighbors of U and W sits second to the right of O. Now where is this W? W sits second to the right of O. O's second to the right of W. W sits second to the right of O and is an immediate neighbor of P. Who is an immediate neighbor of P? W is an immediate neighbor of P. As W is an immediate neighbor of P, W is an immediate neighbor. There are two different possibilities. We can have W here or we can have W, isn't it? Now W is here. W sits second to the right of O, O will be here. Then can we have O at this place? W sits and is an immediate neighbor of P. 5 people between T and R. Now in between T and R, how many people are there? 5 people. Then if M, W and O are like this, T and R and 5 people, that means if T is here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, R is here. And so T, R, R, T, R, R, this is the possibility we have. And T and R, there must be exact 3 people between X and N. In between X and N, there must be exactly 3 people. We cannot have N at this place. My N why? Because O is opposite to that one. Hence, as we cannot have N here, hence N is here. And if N is here, and who is this person here? And Q, N and Q. Q will be at this place. Now Q is here, and T and R. O is in, and 5 people between T and R. And 5 people between T as well as R, and 3 people between X and N. 3 in between X and N is here 1, 2, 3, X can be here, or 1, 2, 3, X can be here. And they get the 2 possibilities to this X. Then next one, and there is only one person between S and V. One person between X, S and V, and S and V there is exactly one person which is not possible here. Hence, X must be at this place. And then, now if X is here, then 3 persons between X and N, then S and V there must be exactly one person. Now if S is here, V will be here, or S is here, V will be here. S and V ante kada? Then in this case, man exchange cheppandi. Then we need to discuss about this opposite. And S and V, M is here N. Now Q. Q is here, Q's opposite. P and R cannot be opposite. And U's opposite, T and V cannot be opposite. T and V cannot be at this place. T and V cannot be here. Hence, where should this T? U is here, then V is here, then S will be here. And they are not opposite to each other. And at the same time, and Q's opposite, P and R are not opposite, and U's opposite, T and V are not opposite, and for N, M and O are not opposite, and next one, for V, now V, P is here R, and V, what is the relation we have? V, and U and W, and UW, and U and W cannot be opposite to this one, isn't it? V is here, U and W cannot be opposite, and W is here, W is opposite, V and X cannot be opposite to W. The next one, O ka opposite or Japan, N and P cannot be opposite, For S, R and T cannot be opposite, and for W, V and X cannot be opposite. And for P, O and Q cannot be opposite, and at the same time X and T and R. Now T and R, what is the possibility we have for this T and R? Then can we have R at this place? Now T and R, if R is here, then T will be here. Ante kada? R and T, R and T. Now in this case, in between R and T, whether the given information is sufficient or not. Now P ki opposite or O and Q cannot be opposite. R ki Q and S and X, and for V, U and W, and for T, S and U, and for N, M and O. Hence, T and X cannot be at any one of these two places. Then check out the conditions once again. My M sits second to the left of U, and there are only two people between M and P. P is not an immediate neighbor of U, P is not, and Q and N are immediate neighbors of U, and W sits second to the right of O, and is an immediate neighbor of P, and 5 persons between T as well as R and S. Now one person between S and V, none of them is an immediate neighbor of T. And S and V is not an immediate neighbor of whom? Immediate neighbor of T. S and V is not an immediate neighbor of T. T cannot be here. Hence T is here and X is at this place. Now T is here and X is. What's that? X R V. Now 5 people between whom? And 5 people between T and R. Now T and R, and there must be 5, and 3 people between X and N. Now 3 in between X and N. As 3 in between X and N is here, and 3 people between X and N, and 1, 2, 3, X is here, and T is here, and now 5 people between T and whom? T and R. R is here. Sarvena? T and R. Now this is the final arrangement, question numbers 1 to 5. The next one, question number 6. Now in the 6th one, there are 2 friends. And who are those 2 friends? Ram and Ajay. Now Ram and Ajay stand on a ground. Ram walked 12 meters towards east and reached point Z. Now here, from here, 2 friends Ram and Ajay. Ram starting with this point. Now this Ram walks how many meters? And 12 meters east and reached to point J. Point J, then turned towards his left hand side and walked 16 meters. Left hand side and walked 16 meters and reached to point T, and then turned towards his right 5 meters to reach N. Now 5 meters now to reach N. And next one, Ajay walked 15 meters to the north from point K. From point K, now this Ajay. From this point K, and Ajay walks how many meters? 15 meters. North and reached to Ajay from this place, and north and reached to point K. Then he turned towards his right and walked 10 meters to reach H. 10 meters to reach H. And finally turned towards his right and 12 meters to reach T. From here, 12 meters and to reach to T. That means from here, 12 meters right hand side reach T. And again from here and reach to H. Now from this point H, then 10 meters left hand side and reach to K. Now K is here. From here 15 meters south to reach J. Now 15 meters south to reach J, 12 plus 3, 15. Now this is 12 and this is J is 15. Then, now this is Ajay. Ajay is starting from this place, and meanwhile Ram started from this place. Then finally turned towards his right and walked 12 meters and reached to point T and stopped. And what is the shortest distance between H and N? Now 12 and 5. 12 square plus 5 square. How much is that? 13. 13, that is choice 1, question number 6. And what is the direction of Ram's starting point with respect to Ajay? Now Ram's starting point with respect to Ajay. Now in order to reach to Ram's starting point, this is south and west, southwest. Now southwest, that is choice for question number 7. Must represent the southwest. Then coming to question number 8. And 8th one, which of the following point is to the northwest with respect to Ajay? And with respect to Ajay, northwest. Northwest, is there any point with respect to Ajay here? And with the final position of Ajay. And which is the final position of Ajay here? Ajay's final position here. Northwest. Northwest, what is the point? K. And K, that is choice 1, question number 8. Then next, 9th one. 9 is question number 9. It is based on data sufficiency. Critical reasoning. Now by putting climate change in social textbooks. Now here he is talking about climate change in social textbooks. Scientists are missing that point. And what is the point the scientists are missing here? It should be acted upon and not preached. That means they are putting a point, but they are not following that one. They are just giving this one in the textbook and they themselves are not following that. And that is the reason he is making a comment. It is not just enough to keep this one as a subject in your textbook, as a lesson in your textbook. And in fact, before keeping that one need to practice that. Adi vaadu cheptunadu. Then, first one, awareness. And whatever this one, awareness should be awareness about the environment among us the future generations. Ensure the complex conceptual connection between individual contributions to overall. Individual contributions is talking about to overall ecosystem. That means it is insisting upon the point to practice this one, isn't it? Each and every candidate individual has to practice this one, and by which definitely it will be an advantage. And the first one is what? It is supporting the above statement. Then coming to the second, effective policies and frameworks regarding climate change can be framed only. When they can be framed? Only when the policy makers have been sensitized towards its science. Now the policy makers, if they have followed this one, then only. If they have asked the remaining people to follow this one, it would be more justifiable. And so what is your answer? This is also supporting the above statement, and so both these two are supporting choice 3, question number 9. The next one, 10th one. And by washing hands often thoroughly with antibacterial soap. With antibacterial soap and washing it continuously, one can help prevent most diseases among adults. And one can prevent most of the diseases among adults. Then that means one should wash their hands to live healthily. Then first one, antibacterial soaps develop resistance, isn't it? That is true. And thus create germs. Now, will they create germs? They will get rid of the germs. They will not create the germs, isn't it? And first one is contradicting the above statement, that is weakening. Then come to the next one, and antibacterial soaps strip hands of those bacteria. Antibacterial soaps strip hands of those bacteria as well, which are required by the body's immune system. Now, will they get rid of bacteria that is required for the body? No, they get rid of the bacteria which is not required for the body, which is problematic to the body. Hence, what is your answer here? Both these two are contradicting, and so both these two weaken. So choice 3, question number 10. The next one, 11th one. Now 11 onwards, data sufficient. X is in which direction with respect to Z? Now we need to find out the direction of X with respect to Z. J is to the east of V, V is here, J is here. J is to the east of V, which is south of T. V is south of T. Then X is in which direction with respect to Z? No information about X in condition number 1. Then in statement 2, and T is to the west of Y. Where is this T? T is to the west of Y, and Y which is to the north of W. Y is to the north of W. T is to the west of Y, is to the north of W. Then here also no information about J at all. Hence, 1 alone, 2 alone is not sufficient. Then by combining these two, T is here and Y is here and W is here. Then X is to the south of W. and X is to the south of W, X is to the south of W. And in this case, then can you able to identify this answer or not? Combining this, J is to the east of V, this is J, and J is to the east of V, V which is south of T, and X is to the south of W, X is to the south of W, and T is to the west of Y, T is to the west of Y, Y which is to the north of W, Y is to the north of W. Then by combining these two, are you getting any answer here? Then also the link between these two cannot be established here. The distance between T and Y and here J, that is not clearly given. And so what is your answer? By combining these two also we cannot able to determine. Answer choice 5, question number 11. Then next one, 12th one. Now in this question number 12, how many students are there? 8 students are there. 8 students seated around a circular table facing towards the center. 8 persons seated around a circular table facing towards the center. A is seated second to the left of H. A is seated second to the left of H. H is seated second to the left of D. And G is seated second to the right of F. Then how many students are in between C and F? How many are in between C and F? 1 alone is not sufficient to determine the answer. Then coming to 2 alone. Now in this 2 alone, 8 persons were there. C is south to the right of A is here, C is here, and A is not needed to E, and A is not needed to E cannot be here. And F is seated second to the right of B, D is seated second to the left of E, and D is seated second to the left of E, we cannot have E here as well, isn't it? Then we cannot have E here. And so how many possibilities we have? 2 possibilities for this E. Now follow out. Now if E is here, then D is seated second to the left of E, D will be here. Adoka possibility. Inga possibility, E and D will be here. Second possibility. And D is seated second to the left of E and is south to the right of Z. D is south to the right of Z. Then 1, 2, 3, D is south to the right of Z. C is an immediate neighbor of H. Now C and H are adjacent to each other. And C is south to the right of A and is not needed to E. F is seated second to the right of B. F is seated second to the right. Is it possible here? No. Hence which implies that E cannot be at this place. As E cannot be here, now can we fix E at this place or not? And if E is here, and D is seated second to the left of E, D is at this place. And is south to the right of Z. D is south to the right of Z. And C is an immediate neighbor of H. Now C and H are together. C is an immediate neighbor and C is south to the right of A. Now C is south to the right of A and is not needed to E. F is seated second to the right of B. F is here seated second to the right of B. Then, hence are we getting the answer or not? And final arrangement we have got, we can answer anything in this one and so only 2 alone is sufficient choice to question number 12. Then next one, 13th one. Now in this question number 13, a dealer sold 6 watches during Monday to Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. From Monday to Saturday, a dealer sold 6 watches. Dealer sold 6 watches from Monday to Sunday, Monday to Saturday. Then coming to condition number 1, and the watch was sold immediately after A. Then coming to condition number 1, now the watch was sold, C was sold at least before 3 watches. And C was sold at least before 3 watches. At least before 3 watches, C can be here, or C can be here, or C can be at the first place. Are you getting this one or not? At least 3 different. Then next one, at least 3 different, and before 3 watches. At least before 3 watches. And F was sold on Tuesday. F was sold on Tuesday, F is here. And this case is ruled out, F is on Tuesday. F is on Tuesday. And D was sold immediately after C. And D is immediately after C. This case is also ruled out, D is immediately after C. Sarvena? Now with the help of this one, No information about A, hence we cannot able to determine. Then coming to 2 alone. Now at least 4 watches were sold after E. After E, minimum 4 watches. Minimum 4 watches, E can be here or E can be here. There are 2 different possibilities to this E. Both B and E were sold at least before 1 watch. And B and E, both B as well as C were sold at least before 1 watch. Hence B cannot be at this place. Ante kada? B and E were sold at least before 1 watch. Kanisa of watch kanna mundu. That means cannot be on Saturday. And this is gone. 1 alone is not sufficient, 2 alone. Then by combining these 2, E will be at this place and B cannot be at the last, B is here. Then A must be at this place. Then A was sold immediately after what? Immediately after B. Are you getting the answer or not? How do we get the answer? Only by taking both the statements. And both the statements are required, that is choice 3, question number 13. Then next one, 14th one. Now in this question number 14, and some people are sitting in a row facing the same. How many are in the row? The question is about how many people are sitting in the row. And first, A sits third to the left of Z. A is seated third to the left of Z, and second to the right of M. A is seated second to the right of M. Both M and Z do not sit at the ends of the row. M and Z do not at the ends of the row. At least one person were there to the left hand side of M or to the right hand side of Z. And next one, B sits at end of the row. Now with this one, we cannot able to determine how many persons are there in the row. Then second, L sits fourth to the left of E. Now in the second case, L is fourth to the left of E and sits at one of the ends of the row. As L is at one of the row, L must be at the left extreme. Right is not possible. And B sits fourth to the right of K. And B is fourth to the right of K. K sits second to the right of A. Now K sits second to the right of A. And E sits between M and A. Now E is in between M and A. Now with the help of this one also it is not sufficient. Now E is in between M and A, E is here. Then L is 4 places to the left of E, 1, 2, 3. Isn't it? 1, 2, 3, L is here. Now L is at one of the extremes of the row, isn't it? L is at the left extreme. And at the same time A is here and K is here. And if K is here, there are 3 persons in between K and B. And 1, 2, 3, B is at this place, isn't it? And E sits in between M and A. Are you getting the answer or not? And this is a final arrangement. And by combining statements 1 and 2, I have got the answer. And so both 1 and 2, that is choice 3. 14th one, it is choice. Then coming to 15. Now in this 15 onwards, it is based on sequence. How many such vowels are there immediately preceded by a square in the given arrangement? Vowel preceded by square. First let us check out square preceded by vowel. Now this 4 is a square followed by a vowel, and 5 to 1 followed by a vowel, 9 but not followed by a vowel, I followed by 4, isn't it? That's it. And so how many are there? And there are 3. 3 ostunda. And square followed by vowel. Sorry, this is I. 4 followed by vowel is not possible. Now here 4 followed by 9 followed. That's it. And so how many are there? There are only 2. Choice 3, question number 15. There are only 2 such squares followed by a vowel. Then 16th one. All the elements which are in the prime position in the above sequence are dropped. Then which of the following element will be 13th from the right? And 13th from the right hand side. Then and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 13, 16, 17, next one 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and these are the, what are these? Prime numbers. All the primes are deleted. Then which are the following with 13th from the right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. C is the answer, choice for question number 16. Then 17th one, how many such letters are there? Each of which is preceded by number followed by consonants. Number, letter and a consonant. Number, letter and a consonant. Ostunda ledha? Now 4 is a number, A is a letter and B is a consonant. Then, and next one. What is the next one we have? Number, letter and a consonant. Number, letter and but not number, letter but not consonant. Number and a letter. Number, letter, consonant. Number, letter and a consonant, 7 FK. Number, letter and a consonant. 4, 9, 4H but not consonant. That's it. Hence only 2 choice for question number 17. Then next one, 18th one. Now in this question number 18, how many people are there? There are some 6 buildings in a city. Now 6 buildings in a city, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now these 6 buildings are compared in their height. And B's height is more than A and D, and which is not the shortest. Now B's height is more than A and D, and D is not the shortest, isn't it? And as many buildings taller than F is 1 more than the building shorter than F. Now shorter than F there are 2, and as many buildings are taller than F, 1 more than shorter than F. Shorter than F2 and taller than F there are 3. And next one, shorter than. C is taller than both E and B. Now the C is taller than both E as well as B. And B is not the second tallest. Now B cannot be the second tallest, B is sure. And C is taller than both E and B, C and E will be like this, isn't it? Then A and D cannot be here, D is sure, A is sure. Now in this arrangement, tallest building is 800 meters. Tallest building is 800 and the second shortest is how much? 550. Now D is 550. Then the sum of the heights of C and B is 1450. And C and B is how much? 1450. And C is 800 and B is 650. Then it is 1450. Then what will the sum of B and D? And B and D is 6 and 5. 11 plus 1, 1200. Choice 3, question number 18. Then next one, 19th one. Now in this 19, and which of the following building is 4th tallest? 4th tallest is F, that is choice 1, question number 19. Then next one, 20th, and which of the following is the shortest? Shortest is A, choice 2, question number 20. Must I repeat the 20? Then 21 onwards. Now here in this 21, it is based on critical reasoning here. Now school XYZ has decided to give students an opportunity to work after school hours in order to earn extra credit. Now extra credit, they can do any work of their choice like correction of assignments, preparing coursework, for a lecture, administrative work and so on. Then by doing so, what will they get? They will get some extra credit. Then which of the following strengthens the decision of the school? That means strengthening the decision of the school means it is in support of the school's decision. Then first one, some parents believe that children work only after the completion of their education. Hence, as the parents are not willing to allow their children to work here, now it is not supporting that claim. Then second, some students today are already under a lot of pressure. As you are already under a lot of pressure, they could not be able to handle some more work. And this is also not supporting this. And third one, many parents have opposed the idea. They have opposed the idea and it is not supporting to the above idea. Many teachers of XYZ have recently resigned. As a result, the existing staff is over. As the staff is not there and that is the reason they are making these students to work for this one. It is not. It is again against the school administration, isn't it? And fourth one, that means finally you need to say, and this is helpful for the students in Japan. And here fifth one, giving children an opportunity to work while learning helps in inculcating values in them like time management and discipline. There is an advantage for the students or not? Hence choice for supporting the school's administration decision. The next one, now in this question number 22 onwards, there are only 8 members in a family, no persons other than H is the father of D. Now who is this H? H is the father of whom? Father of D. And D, who is the sister-in-law of A. Now this D is a female and a sister-in-law of A, and A does not have any siblings. And A does not have any siblings means, that means sister-in-law of A means, and D's spouses and, D's brother's wife is A. because A does not have any siblings. Saripinda లేదా? A does not have any siblings. Clear? And now A does not have any siblings, so that means A's brother's wife cannot be D. That means A's husband's sister is D. And D is the sister. A does not have any sibling. F is the niece of G. And B is the father of F. B is the father of whom? B is the father of F. And F is the niece of whom? F is the niece of G. That means G is brother's daughter. And E is the mother-in-law of A. Now this E is the mother-in-law of A, and H and E are married couple. E is the mother-in-law of A. A who is married to G. Now G is here. Now G is here. Now G's brother is B, and brother's daughter is F. Saripinda లేదా? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 7. And G is the maternal aunt of G. And G is the maternal aunt of C. Isn't it? Are we getting aunt here? G is the maternal aunt. Then, as G is the maternal aunt here, now we are getting this one as G is the maternal aunt. Hence, this sister-in-law is not possible. As G is a female. Now, G is a female we have got, and at the same time, and H is the father of D. H is the father of D. And at the same time, D is the sister-in-law of A. Now, sister-in-law of A, that means A's brother's wife is not possible. A's spouse's sister is D. And A's spouse's sister is D. Now, spouse's sister. Hence, this is G, isn't it? And this must be A. And they get A spouses. And A must be a male. Clear now? Because G is a female. And here, A does not have any sibling. H is the father of D. D is the sister-in-law of A. A does not have any siblings. F is the niece of G. F is the niece of G. And E is the mother-in-law of A. And H and E are married couple. And A is married to Z. A is married to G. G is the maternal aunt of C. Maternal aunt means mother's sister. Now, mother is D, mother's sister is G. And B has only one son. Now this B is having only one son, and only one son means this must be B, isn't it? Now B and D are a married couple. B is having only one son, that is C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how many men are there in the family here? And 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 males, that is choice 2, question number 22. Then 23rd, how is B related to Z? Now G is sister's husband, brother-in-law, choice 3. Then 24, how is C related to E? Now C related to E, that is E's daughter's son, grandson, that is choice to 24. And if I is the spouse of F, I is the spouse of F, then how is I related to D? D is daughter's husband. Daughter's husband is son-in-law. Son-in-law, choice 3, question number 25. Then 26 to 30. Now in this question numbers 26 to 30, there are some 8 friends. Vandana, Aparna, Devaki, and so on. And they bought 8 different branded shoes, and the colors were also clearly given. Now tell me, it comes under which category? Distribution. Now 2 parameter distributions were there. Then what is the diagram we need to have? Alandar enduku waiting? Then coming back to this one, 8 friends were there. Amma chesara idi? Now in this one, what is the diagram you need to opt for? Vandana and Aparna. Vandana, Aparna, Devika, Arunima, and Charu, Nandita, Sagarika, and Fatima. Now these are the 8 persons we have. 8 persons, it comes under distribution. Hence we need to draw the diagram like this. Then coming to condition number 1, Now question number 26. Now in this 26, this is Vandana, and next one Aparna, and Devika, Arunima, and Charu, Nandita, Sagarika, and Fatima. Now these are the 8 persons we have, and 8 persons bought 8 different shoes, and of different brands, and the color is also clearly given. As the color is clearly given here, then coming to condition number 1. Now in this condition number 1, and Devika bought woodland but not purple. Devika, woodland but not purple. But not purple, and write down purple and put a cross. And one of the persons bought green color Puma. Now Puma and green must be together. Puma which is of green color, they must be together. And next one, and Vandana and Charu did not buy brown color. Vandana as well as Charu, brown is ruled out. Brown cannot be here, and Charu, brown cannot be here. Then Vandana and Charu, brown, and Vandana did not buy Puma. Vandana did not buy Puma, Puma cannot be here. Vandana did not buy Puma. And next one of the persons bought black color Nike shoes. And Nike, and it is of black color which is Nike shoes. Fatima did not buy Fila, and Fatima, Fila is ruled out. Fatima did not buy Fila, and but bought a pink color shoes. Fatima bought pink color, and Aparna bought blue color, and Aparna bought blue color shoes. Aparna blue color. Nandita bought bottom. Now this Nandita bought which shoes? Nandita bought bottom shoes. And Arunima bought grey. Arunima, they bought grey color shoes. And grey color Adidas. Adidas is also clearly given. Adidas shoes. And one of the persons brought brown color Reebok. Reebok and brown must be together. Brown cannot be, Reebok cannot be here, and cannot be here, cannot be here. And this, and who is this person? And Sagarika bought Reebok. And Reebok, what is the color? Brown color. Isn't it? Then Puma and green color. Now Puma cannot be F and cannot be here, Vandana. And who must bought Puma? And this C must bought Puma. And Puma which is of which color? And Puma which is of green color. Puma which is green in color. Nike and black must be together. And this is Nike, and which is black in color, Nike and black. And purple cannot be here, purple is here. If purple is here, and what is the other color left over? White. Now this woodland is white in color. And coming to these companies here, then any other company? One of the persons brought brown Reebok. Now here Fila cannot be here, and this Fila must be here. And if Fila is here, what is the other color left over here? Lee Cooper. Lee Cooper must be bought by Fatima. Then, in fact, that is the very reason I keep on saying that distribution is the easiest. Because only one possibility would be there in most of the cases. Okay? Now this is about question numbers 26 to 30. My next one. As 31 to 33, any doubts in this one? Quick, 31 to 33. As 34, 35. Now 34, 35 chesara. Now in this 34 and 35, now Metro City is the largest metro city of countrywide, and has numerous supermarkets which sell food at cheaper prices and are open 24 hours. Now this is about Metro City. Then, and despite this, the street shops in Metro City attract more customers as compared to the supermarket. Now supermarket, they are selling different range, numerous which sell food at very cheaper prices. And despite of that one, the street shops in Metro City attract more customers as compared to supermarket. Though they are selling at a very cheaper price and many stores were there, still these street shops are attracting more customers. What could be the reason? Maybe because of availability, isn't it? Then coming to this one, street shops are older. Is it based on older here? No. And next one, and the street shops sell special food items, maybe this could be the reason, isn't it? That means the foods that were not available in the supermarket, here they are getting this one. That is the reason more and more people are opting for and street markets. And here, the super are away from the main city. That means availability, reach. This is the reason why these persons are preferring this one, B and C. And these super shops, street shops are cheap but unhygienic. If it is unhygienic, people will not go to this one. And so what is your answer? Both B and C, choice for 34. Then 35, now in this 35, a highly contagious and often fatal flu has spread in village A. Village A, then doctors are in a fix as this strain of virus causing flu has been reported for the first time. First time such a type of virus has been detected and it has become very contagious and often fatal. Then course of action. Course of action means how to solve the above problem. As it is contagious, then the spread of that one should be stopped first. And at the same time, the people who are already affected by this one, and that those people should be cured properly. And these are the two courses of actions. And scientists should mandated by the government to develop a vaccine. By developing a vaccine, and what happens here, the spread of this one will be, we can able to cure that one, isn't it? And first. Second, the village should be quarantined and movement. By following these two methodology, definitely these people, this problem can be solved. Hence both 1 and 2 choice for question number 35. Then 36 to 40 chesara. Now here in this 36 to 40, now in each step exactly one element is arranged. Now here 85 and 32, 13, and odd numbers in the decreasing order, then even numbers in the decreasing order, then vowels in the decreasing order, and consonants in the ascending order. In each step at the first place 85, second place 13, third place 92, and so on, they were arranged at each of the steps. Clear? And single arrangement input is given, you need to work out all these according to this one. Then